Erroneous we are. What's up, guys? It's McKinley Crain here today. I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free review of Star Wars The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 6. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who don't know, Star Wars The Bad Batch is a recent 2021 spin-off of the CG animated Clone Wars series that just ended last year. And it's canon to the Star Wars movies, by the way. And so in this episode, the Bad Batch are continuing on their mission to get away from the Empire. Yeah, so the Bad Batch is in this one, as usual. And in this episode, they're basically sent on a mission to retrieve a special type of droid so that the Empire can't get it. And along the way they meet some new characters. They meet some new people. We get some new characters in this show. And we get a lot of action and stuff in this episode, and it's great. And we also get a lot of Omega in this episode. We get a lot of character development for her character in this episode, and she kind of grows in this episode, if you know what I mean. It's not like a drastic change, but her character grows a little. And it's great. This was a really fun episode to watch. I love this show, and I love this episode. It's been a perfect show so far. It's been a perfect season so far, too. Every episode of The Bad Batch has been perfect, including this one. Is this the best episode? No, the first episode is the best episode, but this is my second favorite episode. This is the second best episode in my opinion. And I love this episode, and I love the little little reveal at the end that they did. Well, it technically wasn't even a reveal. And I can't say why, because I can't really get into any of that stuff, because that would be spoiler territory, and this is a spoiler-free review. But we do kind of get, somewhat of a reveal at the end of this episode. And, it's great. I honestly didn't really see it coming. I honestly really didn't see it coming. That's what I meant to say. And, I love the character chemistry in this episode between all the characters, especially between Omega and the Bad Batch. They're great. They have great chemistry with each other. This show is just awesome, and it's really fun, and it's got some really funny parts in it, like the humor in the show. Although there's not very much humor in the show, since it's like an action show. The humor that is in this show and that is in this episode is great. And, the animation in the show is just great, and I love, the whole color scheme for this show, too. It's really beautiful to look at, and it's great. Meaning the visuals, that's what I meant. And, love the characters in this show. The characters in this show are just so memorable. The Bad Batch characters are pretty memorable. Omega is pretty memorable. Although I think that she technically is a part of the Bad Batch team now or whatever. I mean, she's not technically like a Bad Batch clone or whatever, but she's part of their squad or whatever, so I guess you could say that she's a member of the Bad Batch. Regardless whether or not she's a member, she's actually a member of the Bad Batch. Like she can actually be counted as like a member of the Bad Batch. She's still a great character and incredibly likable, just like all the other characters. And I just loved the direction that this episode went. It was a very interesting direction and a very fun direction, and I can't wait for the next episode of this show. Anyway, I'm going to give this episode a 100% out of a 100%, which is the equivalent of an A+. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.